hmm And it's about 7:30 in the morning. You know, waking up, I realize that the rest of the world is doing something today. And I'm pretty much doing what I'm doing every day. You know, I had heard a word that I hadn't heard for quite a long time. The word is leverage, Leverage. Yes. And I was going to look in this dictionary to see if they have that word in the dictionary, the Smith's Bible Dictionary. See, a couple days ago, I talked about increasing the pressure. But there's another way to approach life where you use leverage. Now, a lot of individuals, when they get into a situation where they don't know what to do, they start looking for leverage. It's a concept where, let's say you're going to cause somebody to do something. Yeah. Once I was living on Guam, and there was this guy named Clayton. Yes. Well, Mike Gileone, my employer at the Center for Micronesian Empowerment. Yes. He'd asked for the keys to a vehicle, and I looked at him like, well, I don't think I'm giving you this keys. And Clayton said, well, good. You know, why don't you just use leverage? As if I was going to leverage, force my employer to do something. Well, I went back upstairs and I thought about this concept of using leverage, and I thought, you know what? It's not very good. You should not try to force somebody to do something because you dislike what's going on. So I went back down and I gave the keys to him. Yes, because I don't use leverage. Now, the actual definition of leverage is the use of a lever, the mechanical advantage gained by using a lever. Power to act effectively. Yes. Now, a lever is a handle that projects and is used to operate at or adjust a mechanism. Now, this is a kind of concept where, let's say you wanted to move a large amount of weight. Yes. And you have a teeter totter. Yeah. And you put the stick underneath the stone and you push down on it while it's on top of a rock. Yes. And you can get some leverage out of the use of that stick or board. Yes, to be able to lift weight that you normally would not be able to lift on your own. Now I know we got a lot of weight out there today. The rest of the world's doing something, and I'm sitting here asking myself, yes, why don't you enforce the laws? Why don't you want me to sue you? Yes. Why is it that you don't want to go to prison? Now, the use of leverage is suggestive of, yes, there is something going on that I'm not aware of. Let's say I was to question your wives. Could you get me the spouses of all of those in police departments? Pooch! Myself and your wife were sitting there. And I'm like, well, I'm going to sue your husband, and he's a police officer. He refuses to enforce civil rights laws. Yeah. He won't enforce forgery laws or imposter laws or bribery laws or child kidnapping or abduction laws. Yes. And then I was looking at these child abuse laws. And the spouse was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm going to use a little leverage against your husband today. Do you know of any other crimes that you want me to be?